I'm Dan Drake. This is Visitor Network TV and Channel 99. Our guest today is AmyJenness, who is the Director of Programming at the Nantucket Athenaeum. And welcome,
Thank
Amy.
you.
It's great to have you.
It's great to be here.
I thought it'd be good to talk a little bit about what the Athenaeum does in the winter in terms of programming for the island, because it is a beacon of light in downtown, along with a couple of other beacons, but there aren't many in downtown. And yet there's a steady stream of people who beat to the doors.
Yeah, we do. In the winter, everybody at the library feels like we're on a mission to, have a place where people can come, and even if they just want to read the paper or use the bathroom or whatever, it's just a place to come and be. So we do consider that pretty important. And programming kind of plays right into that. I should clarify and say I do programs for adults, and Leslie Malcolm does programs for teens and children. But between the two of us, we do about 800 programs a year, and we go all year round. And in the winter, we do 2 film series with other organizations on the island, Sustainable Nantucket and Nantucket Network of Wellbeing. So they do a film every month throughout the winter. And we do live music. We like to feature local musicians, and then every once in a while I bring someone over from the mainland as well. But the big program that I'm getting ready for, in 2 weeks we do our Moby Dick Marathon, which is a 25-hour reading of Herman Melville's Moby Dick. And that is like a small army. It's a lot of work. We start at 9 in the morning on Saturday, February 1st, and we'll finish around
I've been meaning
noon.
to come in and sign up for that.
Well, we're on a wait list now.
Oh, you are?
But
Shoot.
I'll put you on the wait list, because it's constantly moving. People are constantly...
Do. If I can help, I'd love to.
All right. It's really great fun. The first year we did it, I was kind of like, I had to have my arm twisted because I don't really like to lose sleep too much. But then when I saw it in action, it's pretty amazing to just listen to...
How many people actually do the reading?
Last year we had 88. I think we'll have about the same this year, and it's all across the board. It's we have high school teachers and high school students. We have co-workers. We have book group people. We have families reading together. The UMass Nantucket semester, those kids are going to read in the middle of the night. We have selectmen. We have the town moderator. We have... I think probably the youngest will be high school students, and then on up into people in their 80s. So I love the...
How many pages do they read?
It's 135 chapters and an epilogue. I don't know the page count, but...
So, I mean, each person reads a chapter and a half, roughly.
Roughly, yeah. Either 1 or 2 chapters. We kind of cap it at 2 chapters so everybody can get a shot at it. And then it's kind of old-fashioned writing a little bit, so when you look at it on the page, you're like, ooh, that looks like a lot. But when you listen to it read out loud, especially by someone who really understands the words, it's pretty amazing.
Do you get an audience?
Oh, yeah. There's maybe 3 or 4 people that do all but 2 hours of it. Harvey Young is one. He goes home and takes a nap between 4 and 5 in the morning, and then comes back for the rest of it. But most people drop in and drop out, and a lot of people come for the beginning and come for the end. But even in the middle of the night, there'll be, maybe 5 or 6 people there, usually people who know or are related to the person reading, so they go for support. So it's a really fun event. It's open to the public for free, so we encourage people to just come check us out. We'll be 9 to 2 at the Athenaeum, and then 2 to 8 in the Whaling Museum, and then 8 all the way through until about noon the next day back at the Athenaeum. So, yeah, come check it out. I have one guy who's coming from off island who read at a Moby Dick Marathon at Mystic Seaport and read at the New Bedford Whaling Museum's Moby Dick Marathon 2 weeks ago. So he wants to do 3 in a year. So he's coming to read at ours.
So that's quite a goal.
Yes.
What else?
Yeah. So let's see. What else do we have?
Are you still doing the play readings?
Yeah. Theater workshop once a month for 6 months comes and does a play reading. In the last few years, they've tweaked the format a little bit. So March, we're going to have a teenage improv class. I think Molly Martin teaches it, and this will be the 3rd year they've done it, and they're great. They're usually middle school age students, and they've been taking a class in the art of comedy improv, and then this is their performance, and that's really fun. And then we finish in April with a play that Annie Breeding is directing. And those are great. And then we're collaborating with the Artists Association for a concert in March called Chasing Light, where members of the Artists Associations who are both songwriters and visual artists come and they play music, and then we also project pieces of their artwork. And they talk a little bit about the intersection of creativity between music and visual art. And we did it last year, and it was really interesting, so we're going to try again.
What are the most popular of the programs you do?
You know, I have a group of people for every different kind of thing. Films, we do foreign films and we do documentaries, and sometimes we do feature films a little bit. And so I have a group of people who will come for foreign films. And music, I have a group of people who will come. I have the jazz people, and I have the folk people, and I have the classical music people. So I really see a lot of different segments of the island depending on what it is we're offering. We also do a monthly poetry reading with Spoken Word Nantucket. So in the winter, it's a lot of collaboration with other nonprofits. And then it all kind of flips, and starting in May and June, everybody's so busy doing their own thing that we kind of go more towards the summer lectures and book talks and that kind of thing. Do a lot of writing workshops in the summer as well. So. Is
there anything else coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks besides the Moby Dick?
Yeah, that's the big one. This Friday, the 17th, Sustainable Nantucket Film. Molly Anderson does a book discussion every month, and that's usually the third Wednesday of every month. I don't know, I'm trying to think what. I should have a list in front of me of what's coming up.
That's all right. It's a hopping place.
Yeah,
is the point.
Yeah,
800 programs.
Yeah,
is mind-boggling.
And then in March, I should mention that we'll be participating in the One Book One Island project. And they switched the dates. It's been February in the past, but this year it's going to be.
When is the book going to be announced?
The book will be announced in mid-February, and then the programs are March 8th to the 16th, I think. Yeah. So. And then it's April all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
I know, so it goes by really fast.
The daffodils will be showing up.
The days of sleepy January days are over. We're busy.
It's good. It's an incredibly good resource for the island, and what you all do there at the Athenaeum.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's sort of like I open the doors and I never know who's going to come, and then people show up. And this time of year is as much a social gathering as a cultural event. And sometimes I have to stand up in front of people and go, "Hello, we're starting." And everybody's chit-chatting and having a lovely time, and I feel like I'm kind of the party wrecker. But it's really fun, and it's a great resource for the community, I feel.
Well, the Athenaeum certainly is a resource for the community in many ways, but the programming is very special and something that keeps many of us sane in the wintertime.
Well, good.
AmyJenness,
that's an excellent compliment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And also, I just want to compliment you on the collaborations that you're doing with other organizations.
Well, thank you.
That's from my perspective, critical as well.
Yeah, well, we're a tiny island, and we should all kind of row the boat together, I think.
Thank you, Amy.